Shabbat Shalom. This is Shabbat Emor. And we are going to start off with Ma Yafeh Hayom. How beautiful is Shabbat today. How lovely today is. And it's on page 10 in our Mishkan Tefillah. And this is Temple Bethel, Salinas, California. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. And we will invite Brian Telford up to light our Shabbat candles on page 2 and 3.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Amen. As these candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Please join me in singing the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. Amen. Would you like to do a reading while you're here, Brian?
Sure. Which one?
You can pick 6 or 7 or 8 or 9.
Let's see, at the top of page 6. We enter the sanctuary to welcome Shabbat. Within these walls, we sit surrounded by numberless generations. Our ancestors built the synagogue as a visible sign of God's presence in their midst. Throughout our long history and our endless wanderings, it has endured. A beacon of truth, love, and justice for all humanity, its presence guided our ancestors to lives of righteousness, holding up to them a vision of their truest selves. Now we, in our turn, come into the sanctuary to affirm the sacredness of our lives. May we enter this place in peace. May holiness wrap around us as we cross its threshold. Weariness, doubt, the flaws within our human hearts, the harshness of the weak, let those drop away at the door. In the brightness of Shabbat, let peace settle upon us as we lift our hearts in prayer.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Thank you. Shiru Ladonai, page 13. Sing a new song unto God. שירו לאדוני, שירו שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ. שירו לאדוני, שירו שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ. שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, בזרו מיום ליום ישועתו. שירו לאדוני, ברכו שמו, בזרו מיום ליום ישועתו. שירו לאדוני, שירו שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ. שירו לאדוני, שירו שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ. And we jump over to page 20 to greet the Sabbath bride. Lecha Dodi, please join us in singing. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'ribur echad, ishmi'anu el cham yuchad Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, le'shemu tiferet ve'litila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor ha'beracha, merosh mikedem nesucha somase, b'machshavat tchila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Verse 5. Hitoreri, hitoreri, kiva orech kumi ori, 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 shir daberi kavod Adonai, alaych nigla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam besimcha uvtola, toch emuneh am segula. Boi chala, boi chala. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Please be seated. Would you like to offer a reading on page 22, Jeff?
Let's see.
A psalm for Shabbat, page 22.
A psalm for Shabbat. It is good to praise Adonai, to sing hymns to your name, O Most High, to proclaim your steadfast love at daybreak, your faithfulness at night. With a 10-stringed harp, with voice and lyre together, you have gladdened me by your deeds, Adonai. I shout for joy at your handiwork. How great are your works, Adonai, how very subtle your designs. A brute cannot know, a fool cannot understand this. The righteous bloom like a date palm. They thrive like a cedar in Lebanon, planted in the house of Adonai. They flourish in the courts of our God. In old age they still produce fruit. They are full of sap and freshness, attesting that Adonai is upright, my rock, in whom there is no wrong.
Shalom Aleichem, page 24. Please join us in singing. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Sharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Lai lai la lai lai lai, lai lai la lai lai. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitichem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Lai lai la la lai lai, lai lai la la lai. Page 26. And we rise. Yitgadal ve'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ve'amad yivrach hirute ve'amlich malchute. B'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, uvizman karib ve'emeru. Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam u'l'olam me'amaya yitbarach yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpar ve'yitramam ve'yitnaseh ve'yitadar ve'yitaleh ve'yitalal shemei d'kudusha b'richu La'ela min kol birchata ve'shirata tushbechata ve'nechemata damiran be'alma ve'immeru. And we stay standing for our call to prayer. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Please be seated Nancy Makita will lead us in Ma'ariv Aravim on page 30.
Sorry for the extra step here. Can't see. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bidvaro ma'ariv arvim b'chokhmah boteach she'arim u'v'tvuna mishane itim u'machalif et hazmanim u'mesader et hakochavim b'misroteham barakia kirsono b'rei yom v'layla u'leil or mipnei choshek or Vir yom umevi laila, umavdil bein yom uvein laila, Adonai tzavaot shmo. El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu le'alam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, ha'ma'ariv aravim.
El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv aravim. Ahavat olam. Ahavat olam. Beit Yisrael. Amcha ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, hukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbeinu uvkumenu nasiach bechukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratacha u'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed ki heim chayenu ve'orech yameinu nege yomam v'layla. Ve'avatcha al tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Ohev amo Yisrael. And we rise for the Shema, the watchword of our faith, page 34. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Please be seated and join with Jeff and the Via Hafta on page 36.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol mehodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi besavecha, hayom alavavecha, Vishinantam levanecha, Vidibartam bam, Beshivtecha havavetecha, Uvalechtecha havaderech, Uvishochbecha uvekumecha, Ukshartam leot hayadecha, Vehayulatotafot beinenecha, Uchravtam Al-mezuzot beitecha, uvihisharecha, leman tizkeru, ve'asitem et kol mitzvotai, hitem kedoshim lelohechem, ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem, meretz Mitzrayim, Liot lachem lelohim, ani Adonai Elohechem,
Adonai Elohechem Emet. And Nancy will lead us in a reading before the Michamocha.
Page 39, we'll read responsively. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth.
The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea, Michamocha, who is like you, O God, in wonder and might and splendor. Page 40. Please join us in singing. Michamocha ba'elim Adonai, Michamocha Nedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot al sefele, Nora tehilot al sefele, Malachutecha ra'u vanecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe, ze'lianu ve'ameru, Adonai yimloch, Adonai yimloch, le'olam va'ed. Thus it is said, Adonai has redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. And Nancy, would you like to read Hashkivenu? Sorry, didn't mean to surprise you.
That's page 42. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel, for your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and to peace evermore. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people, Israel, and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai,
Haparei Sukkot Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. We join together for the tefillah, page 46, and we rise. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Simcha kadosh, ukadoshim bechol yom yehallelucha salah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. We pray silently. Our prayer for peace can be found on page 62. Please join Jeff and Brian in Ose Shalom.
Say shalom bimroma, Uya say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, Yaru, amen. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, Shalom aleinu, V'yakol Yisrael. 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 Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, Shalom aleinu, V'yakol Yisrael.
We pause in our service for prayers of healing. We send out prayers to those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body and spirit, and anyone who wishes to share a name, please feel free to do so.
Joyce Baker.
Gnauer family, Harold and Joyce Gordon, Carla Wolf, Dolores Rosa.
Jeff and Brian will lead us in Misha Berach. In the middle of page 253. Oops, my pages fell out. Oops, sorry.
What?
Oh. Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. And let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Thank you. Thank you. I thought it might be fun to talk about Lag BaOmer. What is Lag BaOmer? And when is it? It is on the 18th day of the month of Iyar. So it is coming up on May 19th, which is not very far from now. So the log means the 30, means 33, because in Judaism they use the Aleph Bet to make numbers, and so when you get to the Lamed and the Gimel, it turns into the 33rd day of the Omer that we are counting. The Omer is counted for how many days, class?
49.
Yes. Between when and when? And this is the counting between Passover and the holiday of Shavuot is derived from the practice of counting the days from the barley offering at the temple to the day of the wheat offering on Shavuot. And what happens on Shavuot? We eat cream cheese, dairy. And what are we going to eat tonight for Brian's birthday? A cheesecake. I meant to say cheesecake, which is made of cream cheese. But the holiday celebrates a break in this time period when it is said that a plague occurred during the days of Rabbi Akiva. And the Talmud states that the great teacher of Jewish mysticism, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, died on Lag BaOmer. And in modern times, the holiday has come to symbolize the resilience of the Jewish spirit. So on Lag BaOmer, the 33rd day, this is the only day during this 49-day period in which celebrating is allowed. Many Jews like to plan weddings on this date for this reason, and there is a very popular holiday in Israel, which is to do on Lag BaOmer, a bonfire. Other outdoor activities, including picnics and playing sports, is a fun way to celebrate Lag BaOmer. And other traditional foods on Lag BaOmer are like picnic foods. So we're not going to eat cheesecake on Lag BaOmer. We're going to eat shish kebabs, pitas, eggplant salad, potato salad, tahina, foods that go well at a picnic. It's making me hungry. And Aaron, have you been in Israel for Lag BaOmer? Aaron's sister lives in Israel. She's now moved from Jerusalem to Haifa, and it's a big cookout day. And I was there during Lag BaOmer one summer, and it is just little bonfires everywhere. And people also cut their hair because I guess they've been growing it in this period of mourning and they haven't cut it. So I'm very proud to announce that Howard Barnett in our congregation observed this practice, and he had a haircut today. Yay, Howard. That was it for Lag BaOmer. If you have any other questions, you have to ask Rick. And now Nancy will share one of her little vignettes. She hasn't let us down yet. Oh, good.
Shabbat Shalom. Yes, the Parsha this week includes some things that have to do with time, I think, and, well, the name Emor means speak. So actually I have two short ones. The first one has something to do with speaking. I hope I can do it justice. So, old Mr. Cohen arrives at Ellis Island from Poland. He has to pass an English test to get his citizenship papers. This sounds out of order, but well, it's a story. Please use the word cultivate in a sentence, the examiner says. That's easy, says Cohen. Last winter, on a very cold day, I was waiting for the bus, and it was too cultivate, so I took the subway home. Okay. Hold on, I've got a marker here. Oh yeah, this is the one with the cow. I don't know what this cow or anything has to do with it, but I like it. A hiker, lost and confused, goes over to a little old Jewish man sitting beside a barn milking a cow. Excuse me, could you tell me the time? Sure, replies the little old Jewish man as he raises the cow's udder. It's 3:45. Are you sure? The little old Jewish man again raises the cow's udder and says, yep, it's 3:45. How in the world can you tell the time by raising a cow's udder? Well, when I raise her udder, I can see the town hall clock from there across the way. Didn't see that coming, did you? Well, you know the one I told last week about the man signing the 3 X's? I changed the name and just made it a little different and told it at my exercise class, and they liked it too. I don't think they get the Jewish jokes, so sometimes I change them. And they work. Anyway, I don't know how I got to be the jokester, but anyway. The internet is very helpful, and so is my Torah with humor, twist of humor book. You know, I feel like when I get up here to do the announcements, that, you know, so to speak, I'm speaking to the choir. I think you all know what we're doing. Any rate, hope to see you tomorrow at the potluck with the musical program. If you're bringing food, we have lots of vegetables and bagels left from earlier, and desserts, so don't bring those. We might do, you could bring some, I don't know, potatoes, meat, potatoes, and rice or whatever. Those would be great. Kind of fill it up.
Food.
Yeah, picnic food. That's what we had today. We had lots of salad. It was good. Anyway, that's pretty much it, except for all the meetings coming up, like the ritual committee's meeting on Monday and the board's meeting on Wednesday. You don't have to come. And the big meeting on next Sunday at 10 o'clock. And guess what? There'll be refreshments. I don't know what yet. But well, we better have some potato salad. Who knows? I really can't think of anything else. Okay, see you around. Have a good Shabbat and a good week. And see you then, or whenever. Yeah. I'm getting tired of this business of classes, but that's what I gotta do.
So we better count the Omer, page 278, so that we can be ready. Hineni muchanu zuman l'kayem mitzvat aseh shel sefirat haomer. I am ready to fulfill the mitzvah of counting the Omer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kirishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sefirat haomer. Hayom echad ve'esrim yom shehem shlosha shavuot la'omer. Today is 28 days, which are 4 weeks of the Omer. And Jeff will lead us in Aleinu on page 273.
Please rise.
No, that's the wrong page. Thank you. I always give the wrong page. L'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gedulah yotzeh bereshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechohamonam, va'anachnu koreim, משתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני מלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו, ושמו, ושמו אחד. Please be seated. Find all my books. Too many books. It's hiding here somewhere.
It was there earlier,
I wonder if I've moved it by accident.
I moved it earlier. The list
Oh, the list,
Yeah.
right.
should be right there somewhere.
Yep, thank you, Nancy. Nancy to the rescue. As many of you know, we suffered a great loss in our Temple Bethel family this past week. Irene Genauer, who is no longer with us. It was a very tragic accident, and we are sending our prayers and love to her family. And at the time of the accident, Leah Winter became another great-grandmother to, was it twins? Or two different, she had two different great-grandchildren this past week. And Marianne Guinness is a first-time grandmother. And she had her son had a healthy boy. So, and we had Irene's memorial service today, and we also had our Tot Shabbat service. And it was very nice to have Jacqueline come. And it's just very heartwarming to see the memory of Irene living in these little faces. And one of the mothers tonight is planning a naming ceremony for her son, and that will be a wonderful occasion for all of us to come and be together and join in. So we are thinking of Irene as we prepare for the mourner's Kaddish. From defeat, birth is a beginning and death a destination. But life is a journey, a going, a growing, from stage to stage, from childhood to maturity and youth to age, from innocence to awareness and ignorance to knowing, from foolishness to discretion, and then perhaps to wisdom. From defeat to defeat to defeat, until looking backward or ahead, we see that victory lies not at some high place along the way, but in having made the journey, stage by stage, a sacred pilgrimage. Birth is a beginning and death a destination, but life is a journey, a sacred pilgrimage, made stage by stage, from birth to death, to life everlasting. We mark the yahrzeits in our congregation of Max Osbond, Samuel Kalick, Albert Kurtz, Leon Eidelberg, Sonia Osbond, Joseph Aroner, Nettie Wood Rucka, Richard Abramson, and we remember Irene Genauer, Yochevet Bat Edian Ve'ita, and we rise for the Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish, page 294. Yitgadal ve'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divrach hirute v'yamlich malchute. B'chayechon u'v'yom echon u'v'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala u'v'zman kariv ve'imru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach ve'yishtabach. V'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal. Shemei d'kudesha brichu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran ve'alma ve'imru. Amen. Yehi shalom Rabbah min Shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen. Please be seated as we join together for Ein Keloheinu. And again, I'd like to thank all the people that helped today. And happy birthday, Brian. Ein Keloheinu, page 322. Ein Keloheinu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kemalkeinu, Ein Kemoshienu, Micheloheinu, Michadonenu, Mikemalkeinu, Mikemoshienu. Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Emalkeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu.
Atahu Eloheinu,
Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu. Shabbat Shalom.